Return to the Mac, episode 93.
What's poppin'?
M.A.C. Moss, Andrew Carl.
We fucking back.
What's going on this week?
Feeling great outside.
It is so beautiful.
80 plus this week.
Yeah, nice weather.
70, 80 weather.
That's beautiful.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah.
It does. I went out, sat outside on my breaks and stuff during the week. Just sit outside for 15 minutes, catch a breeze, some vitamin D.
Yeah, man.
Feels great, man.
It's awesome.
Lighting that bob up in the wind, put it in the air. It's great.
It's a great time to be alive right now.
Yeah, you know.
Still got basketball going. I will say this week was tough for me, though. It was like a little bit of withdrawal symptoms during the middle of the week.
What's that?
I got used to having basketball at noon every day. So no NCAA tournament throughout the week. Tuesday through Friday was rough.
So you got on the NBA, man.
I did. Watch some NBA, bet some NBA. As long as we got basketball here, it's okay. But it's like a really, really high over the weekend and then a big crash on Tuesday.
Wait, so where's the tournament at now?
So they fucked up the tournament, and instead of going Thursday through Sunday, they changed it to Friday to Monday the first week. I don't know. No clue at all. Right now, we're at, it's got to be something related to that, I believe.
Yeah, making sure everybody was clear.
I guess.
Probably.
This week, Sweet 16 round is today.
Okay, so now it's turning up.
Yeah. So
Sweet
today's
16
the first day of the second round. I assume they're going Monday and Tuesday then. But yeah, I mean, we're getting down to the nitty gritty now.
Yes, sir.
Syracuse still in it?
Yes, sir.
Y'all taking it all the way?
It looks that way. I mean, clearly we're the best team in the nation. We have the number one draft pick coming out, obviously. So
Really?
nah.
No, okay.
Nah, but we had a dude that's going for like
shit.
30 for 3 or 4 straight games. Coach's son is retarded.
Oh, he's the coach's son?
Yeah, 3-point just blah.
Splash.
So
That don't happen too often, though, dude.
Nah,
the
usually
son being the guy
is terrible.
Yeah.
No, normally he's like, you can see that he's one of the guys maybe comes off the bench or something.
Right,
he gets a little more playing time than he's actually supposed
He's
to.
good enough, but he ain't gonna be the best player on the team.
He's like a leader. He's you know, on the team.
He's the coach out on the floor.
Right, that's it.
Nah, it's Buddy Bay.
4-year player.
Buddy's a monster. He really is like a legit shooter. He's hit like 5-6 threes for quite a few games in a row. So we took down West Virginia last week in the second round, and we got Houston next. Houston's a 2 seed.
Would you want to play for your dad though?
I played for my dad for most of my little league life. He coached my little league team.
Would you in college?
I don't know.
That seems very
Seems
different.
like it's different. It's a different dynamic.
So I would
Probably.
say no. I mean, my personal answer would be no. I don't believe I would want to. For him, I feel like it might be different.
As a father, you would want to.
Right.
Why not?
But I mean for the son in this situation, Buddy.
Why?
Because it's like it's a huge university
Yeah.
with an iconic father. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Right.
So I mean,
right.
I guess if he's as good as he is, he could probably go play somewhere at another big school too. But if you grew up around Syracuse basketball your
That's
entire
true.
life,
You've always wanted to do this.
One of these
Gotta
guys.
be, yeah. Makes sense.
There was a bunch of pictures and stuff of him. I believe he was like 3 or 4 at the time when Melo won the championship, and like pictures of Melo like hanging with him as a little kid and shit like that.
Oh, so it'll be really dope.
Yeah, so
I kind of want to root for you guys now.
Oh, let's do it.
Now that I hear the story, I got an emotional attachment to it, and I kind of want to root for you guys.
That's what I'm talking about. Welcome on board.
I'm not going to say I'm on
I'll
board,
get you some gear,
but I'm looking at purchasing a ticket.
Okay.
I am looking at purchasing a
Let's
ticket.
go. Are you on board?
I mean, yeah.
Season out, let's rock, right?
I mean, it's kind of hard, you know, your team got knocked out.
I feel you.
I guess I'll roll
Brutally.
with the team. Roll with the team, see what y'all do.
We're repping the
I'll roll with it.
ACC, and we're not Duke.
This is last team left in the ACC,
Hold it down, baby.
so y'all got to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, the ACC,
I'm excited, man.
It was been a rough year for the ACC.
Yeah, so the ACC was bad all year. The weirder thing is the Big 10 and Big 12 were absolutely dominant all year. And they both got in like 8 or 9 teams, and they both have 1 left. They've been terrible, both conferences.
Do you think it's
Shows they didn't deserve.
No, do you think it's more about like competition level and stuff of like who they play throughout the regular season, especially I guess it's such a weird year where you couldn't really travel as much, right? When you were playing, I guess you had to play a lot of people that were like in your
mostly in
general area.
Games.
Right, yeah.
Mostly in conference games this year. I don't have an answer because these teams are like legitimately good. Like Big Ten had at least 5 in the top 10, and 4 of them were top 5. They're not like average teams that got in and squeaked in at the back end of the tournament. Like these are 1 seeds and 2 seeds that just got upset. So I don't know. I don't have an answer, but the Big Ten looked like trash.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. That sucks, man. Hey, I saw a story this week, man, about a fucking some dude. I guess I'm not sure what happened. If he left the company or if he got fired from the company, but the boss or whatever still owed him like $915, and he had took him to court for it and won. And so, I guess to fulfill whatever it was, he paid him $915 in pennies. He pulled up to his house with wheelbarrows.
I was waiting on that.
$915 of oiled covered pennies.
That's petty.
Crazy.
That's right. Yeah,
That's elite level petty.
With a note that said "F you."
Yeah.
And I kind of like, if the boss goes through that much to do that, I'm on his side. I think you had to have done something so bad to make me even want to. I have to go and get $915 worth of pennies and deliver them to you. Like,
it's petty, but at the same time, if you owed him that, like if that was your last paycheck, like pay me my last paycheck, bro.
You
like,
mad at me for
you can't
owing me.
withhold my last paycheck no matter how we fell
what
out.
I'm saying is, I guess we don't really know what happened. What transpired.
We don't know what happened.
There's got to be some fucked up shit that went on.
Go the opposite way with it. A person that would go to this lengths had to have been terrible to work for.
Probably so.
I can see it.
Probably so.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
if you got a boss that's this much of an asshole, there's no way they weren't.
The dude has to sit there and clean off each penny individually to get the oil off of it. He said,
That's
"Man,
petty.
It's more work. Why you got to get the oil off of it?
I guess because he can't. Nobody's gonna take it with all the oil and shit on it. Yeah, but it's gonna be oily.
Take them bitches to the bank.
They're gonna make you roll them up.
Clean them or make you roll them up. You do.
And then that shit gonna be all oily and shit. They gonna be like, "What I take it as, sir?"
Dump them in a Coinstar and just take the loss. That's 6 to 7%.
But if it's you gonna have some shit that probably stick, or ones that just not gonna go through because they're all oiled up.
That's wild. Where did you see this?
I ain't down.
I don't know. Somewhere scrolling. I don't know if it was YouTube or might have been World Star. Might have been World Star. But yeah, I thought I was like, man, that is fucking wild. But like that level of pettiness, I can respect.
Nah, I can't do that. I can't.
I can respect it. You must have did
dedication.
Something. Yeah, right. Straight asshole. Straight up.
Y'all have anything else go on this week?
Nah, not too much. Same old work. Slow as shit. Glad it's heating up though. Nice days outside. Good to get off early and enjoy the good weather.
Yeah, for real.
I'm going to the pool.
Early.
I'm going to go to the pool.
Man, that must be nice. There's an inside pool?
Yeah, man. Get your Y membership, bro.
I don't want to go to the inside pool.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know.
The pool's a pool, bro.
Nah, pool experience is like sun, music, something to drink, some food, relaxing at the pool. Going inside pool is not the same. I'm not trying to exercise.
It's a different feeling to go to outdoor pool for sure.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, you making it sound like it's a fucking.
I think you're
like
going
a
to
pool
water
party or something. Is it always a pool party?
I can't think of a time where I've gone to a pool and there wasn't sun, music, food, and relaxation.
It's a lot of the times you go to a pool, it's not going to be any music there.
I'm gonna have my phone on me.
Oh, okay. In the pool?
Care. I'm usually going to hang out at the pool, hop in for a few, hop out, hop back in for a few. I'm not like going to swim.
Oh, see, I go to
do laps.
I go to fucking I'm in the water the entire time when I'm at the pool.
I might sit in there, but are you swimming? Are you doing laps?
Are you gonna get a workout?
I'm gonna do a little swimming, a little bit, and then I'm gonna do a little, treading and shit.
Doggy paddle.
chilling in the water and
That's just how he
shit.
swims.
Yeah.
Doggy
yeah,
paddle.
like that.
Do you swim? Or do you go to the pool and just swim
I
and
get
get
a little
workouts
bit.
in? Or
I'm not doing it to get a workout. I go swim through the water, just
I like to do a little bit of racing,
I ain't about to
and do a little bit of racing. Then
I hear you. I'm not trying to go to an inside pool. That's all I'm saying.
I like to swim.
Do your
bro.
thing, though. Do your thing.
I enjoy
you don't
swimming.
have to check in with me.
Yeah, right.
No check-ins required, bro.
That's the first fact we've said today.
I don't like to try. Don't try to flex on me. Don't try to flex on me right now.
It's good.
I will deny permission
No,
if this
okay.
continues. Check your
Okay.
attitude, bro.
Nah, bro.
I don't have anything from this week that was really wild, so we trying to get into it.
Let's do it, man.
Where we starting?
Carl wants to start with the cheater.
Action Jaxn.
Action.
I like that.
Jaxn.
I like that. Moss has
boy-
been on the ball here.
Well, this dude's like fucked up in the head, or something's wrong with him, or he's all about himself by the way he spells his last name.
I was about to say the same
that for
thing,
real?
Nobody
bro.
spelled Jackson
Yo,
like
I was
that for
thinking
real.
the same thing. When I see how you spell Jackson, like nobody
With an X
spell
and an
Jackson
N.
like that.
That's crazy.
That's an iconic name.
What type of shit is that?
Like
It's
Jackson.
Jax.
Yeah, right. Jax.
Like Jaxn.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's stylized. He's an entertainer.
Maybe it's like a stage name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You could have
Like
been
remix.
It's
Jackson.
not a real name.
But right, whatever. But I'm just saying, you know something's up with this dude as soon as you see that. But I've always hated this guy.
What is his background?
I've always hated
tell us
this
his
guy.
background. What does
he
he
does?
do?
He pretty much just panders to women online, like or that kind of a base. Pretty much what he just goes online and just says like.
Shit's on men, right? Basically.
Right, shits on men. Oh, if you didn't deserve this woman if you're a cheater, and just pretty much shitting on hardworking, everyday, real life people or men, and give women like this complete unrealistic view of what a man should be. He
was
holds
on this
himself
holier than
as
thou
the
type
perfect
shit.
guy.
Yeah.
The perfect guy. Oh, this is how I would react in this situation, or these are the things a real man would do. And I know people like that act like that, and I'll be like, these people are phony. Like I know these people. I've experienced
In most cases.
interactions with these people before, because you're not showing. I think it's back to what we said or what you said last week is when you hate like when people don't Kirk Franklin like they don't expose themselves, so when they do, it should look like 10 times worse.
Right.
And it's just like this was something I knew was coming because you're
That's a good
upholding
example.
yourself on this unrealistic pedestal
But it's
that you
even
can
more
never
nuts.
actually meet in reality.
It's even more nuts than Kirk because he's like judging motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah.
you going to hell. This is
Right, and
a sin.
real-
All that. Like he's like on that type of level
Real
with it.
videos,
Like,
it's just not like
hold on.
bullshit that he sees. It's like
Does he do this from?
he reacts to things,
He does this from a religious
yeah.
viewpoint
Yeah.
or background.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
All the way.
Sometimes not really, not necessarily. He actually said some wild shit when he was doing his little apology video. Some shit I've never heard anybody say. But that's how you know this dude has to be like a super narcissist. Motherfucker said, "I gave my life to God." And that's when my life went to shit.
I heard about that.
He flipped the script on Jesus, bro. How you flip the script?
He put the blame on God for making his life go to shit. I've never heard anybody say that I've been saved
That
and my
receiver.
life went to hell.
Yeah, that's a wild statement. He sounds like it was a Stevie Brown that blamed God for dropping the touchdown.
For dropping the
pass.
touchdown, yeah.
That is wild
Yeah.
when you blame God. It's his fault, not mine.
That's another level of narcissism right there.
Yeah, you can't even accept
what
you
is
played any
wrong
part
with
in
you?
It's right. No role. Your actions right now. You're just pretty much dismissing everything that you've done.
Right.
To say it wasn't me.
For
I tried to give my
I didn't
life
watch
to the
that
Lord.
whole video. It was like 7 minutes. I watched like the first 2 minutes. For the first 2 minutes, I thought he was talking about somebody else. He was speaking in third person the whole time, like he wasn't talking about him.
Let's backtrack it.
Third person apologies.
That's
wild.
No, let's backtrack it. So once all the shit comes out, he got a mistress that came out online and revealed that she had been sleeping with him, blah blah blah, and that he said that he was separated from his wife, but that was all a complete lie, or whatever.
Of course.
And so, once that shit hits online, his brand is destroyed. Because you've built this whole fucking brand on doing the right thing. I'm a perfect man. Black men don't cheat. Being faithful. All of this stuff. So his brand is destroyed. So what does he do? He said, man, I got to do an apology video. I got to put my wife in it. You know, if I do an apology video, she got to be in it because now she got to show that, just show another side of it. He has never posted his wife before this video.
She didn't even say nothing in the video. Like, why you have her in the video? It's like she a prop.
Bro, did you see how interlocked and tight their fingers were?
I've never tight on that joint.
That feels so uncomfortable.
I don't said. Tell him what I said.
Right. That's what it looked like to me. It's like, this dude wants to have control of the situation. He don't want you to get away. He wants you to stay close and look as united as possible. But to me, that's a phony. Because people don't do that. I'm not sitting here with my girlfriend interlocked, fingers that tight.
Your girl's not sitting in your apology video with you after you cheated on her 4 times in last year. It's not happening. She's not going to even be in the video.
It was a multiple time situation.
Yeah, it was multiple times. It was like your man's violent.
Do you notice the people that watch, the women that watch people like him? You ever notice the similarities with them?
What you mean?
Like they're all
single.
Yeah, they're all single. They're usually like they're not like young girls that are just single and still trying to find somebody. They're like older people that have been through a few relationships, like serious ones, marriages, something like that, and they use it
nothing but ain't shit, man.
It's just like a validation that. See, like he said, it's not my fault. It's because of y'all. It's because of y'all pieces
ain't
of shit.
Man. All these men ain't shit.
That's why I hate this guy because it's like you ruin people's relationships because of probably the things you said or kept women from finding the right relationship based off probably the things that you said. And like, again, this is a complete unrealistic view of what life is or relationships and love and all of this stuff. It's not going to be perfect.
Right.
People go through shit.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Just because she said fuck you don't mean she don't love you. Same vice versa type thing. You know, you're going to go through type of things in relationships that you're just going to have to kind of grow through. Yeah, everybody's not going to be the perfect person. And that's why, like I said, I hated this dude the entire time. He's been on Facebook for like years now, recording videos and reacting to different things. But to say that he reacted to his own apology video.
I heard that too.
And he put it in in the caption it said, he really confessed. And next to it's I in parentheses.
Get the fuck
I swear to God, this is the level of fucking insane.
He might got Kanye beat. He might got Kanye beat.
He said, he really confessed. ... And it's just him listening to himself speak, holding fucking suffocating his wife's hand, listening to the shit in his little car video reaction or whatever, which apparently he reacted to that shit in front of another mistress's house.
I think he's taking this week. I think this week is like he's taking it like just based on how narcissistic he is. He's probably taking this as like it's solidifying him. Like this is how big I am. That this is such a huge story for everybody to talk about because of the influence I have. Maybe he's taking it like that. Like I understand.
You think he's the man right now?
I think because it's such a huge story.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And he's probably hasn't had this much publicity in his whole career of doing this shit. To get all this, he feels solidified in it.
He should have spin zoned this and been like, I kept trying to tell y'all, but I just feel like it wasn't getting through. So I had to be the demonstration and show y'all what will happen if you and spin it that way.
I sacrificed myself.
For
y'all. And this is thanks I get.
What I will say though, I mean,
spin zone.
What I will say, I guess he picked her out, but his wife wasn't the most attractive looking woman, and she didn't. I mean, she didn't do herself any favors. Like she had like some terrible acne going on, and then she wore the fucking bonnet.
So that had to have been instructed by him, right?
I don't know.
That's my assumption.
You would think he would be such a control freak,
exactly,
that he would have that under wraps. But I guess that's how he wanted her to look.
What's the thought process? Yeah, that's my point.
She looked like
that's what I'm saying. Is I think he intentionally wanted her to look bad.
He used her as a prop.
You know that
Well
video
done
of NBA young boy waking up his baby mama when he reacting to Kodak?
She was just sitting there looking all vulnerable.
That's how he got her up out of bed, probably.
Yeah.
Talking about my wife.
Talking about my wife.
That's how I envision that she got up to do this video. Like you literally just woke your wife up to react to some bullshit about you cheating.
Hey, just want to let you know I got a little thing
Right.
I got going on. I need you for a video. What if that was the first time she heard it?
Yeah, right.
You know, apparently they were saying the videos that he was shooting in his car was outside the girl's crib that he was shooting in.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Like the girl said, like, you see them white arches, that building, that's my building that he's doing these fucking videos. So he's performing right after cheating, killing people for cheating.
Right. And it's like,
that's just wild.
yeah, that's why he does it in his car, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, where else you gonna do it at?
Hey,
Anybody else listening to you at your mistress' house or at your own house, they could be like, yo, this dude's completely full of shit.
Right.
He's lying. I guess that's what they say when they see the video ultimately anyway, but still, you can't record that shit in front of anybody. You're gonna get some crazy reactions. They're gonna look at you like, yo, bro, you're just a complete liar.
It's a wild dude, man.
I always think that there's like a deeper reason psychologically behind why we do stuff. So I feel like he's been doing these videos talking about other people being a piece of shit because he knows he's a piece of shit.
Right.
And there's like an internal guilt to it. He won't admit it. Like I think he disconnects the two. I don't think he
deflects.
I don't think he puts together like I'm a piece of shit. But I think in the back of his mind he knows that he is.
Subconsciously,
So
right.
it's like, let me go off on these other people, and it just kind of makes you feel a little bit better. That's just my just a random guess. I haven't even watched any of this stuff, but
Yeah, I mean, that's
For real.
That's
man,
pretty
shout
spot
out like Duval back on IG. And apparently Duval was one of the guys the dude made a video about and went in on. So this whole situation, Duval has been flaming his ass up for the last 3-4 days.
I hope so.
Flaming his ass up. It's just been hilarious.
you know Duval's hilarious regardless.
You know,
Everything he shares is
This dude said in the first apology. So I think he did 2 apology videos. He did one initially, and then he did another one with his wife after that. But the first thing that he said was like, yeah, me and this girl, I think her name, I don't know, it was Candace or something like that. Candace, we had a sexual relationship without actually having sex.
I did hear that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's the Bill Clinton excuse, right?
I mean, I don't think he said anything that dumb, though, still. He said I did not
I had
have
no
sexual
sexual relations with that woman.
Then it actually came out that he actually
and then he admitted I did.
Right. He came out and actually admitted it. But I don't get what that means when you replay that shit in your head, sir.
It's narcissist, bro.
Do you realize that shit makes zero sense?
blame.
I think it could be. I think that there could be the intention of implying that there was like a romantic relationship without sex.
But if you say it's a sexual relationship,
right. No, I'm with you 100%. What he actually said makes no sense. But I assume that's what he meant. I assume that was the initial attempt, was to be like, all right, yeah, I was in contact with this person, whatever, but I didn't go that far. But then eventually he did not.
was y'all sending nudes? Is that what it was?
Must have been.
I don't know. That show was
dude.
wild, man. I couldn't wait for this guy to crash and burn.
Action.
And I
Jackson.
hope, I hope it just stays up. You know, just like, look, don't ever let this dude creep back into the fucking minds of women across the world and think that, you know, what he's saying is correct. I just hope he never has a platform again.
Do y'all know the other dude's name that does the opposite? The dude that always talks about how the women are messed up. He's like, for the guys.
Yeah.
You know
I know
what
what
I'm
you're talking about.
Nah, I ain't seen that.
He kind of fucked up. He an older dude. He like some of the shit he be saying. I be like, man, you being a little harsh. He been cold on women on this show.
He's doing the same thing, but opposite. I don't have any interest. But
it's
there's
not
another guy I see consistently come across.
He's real. Whatever he is doing, though, this dude is real about that shit. Like, ain't no false. Like, this is what he believes. This is the values and shit he grew up on.
Probably what they thought about.
I forgot his name though. I got to look it up. But yeah, it's an older dude. He glasses and shit. He always wears a suit. He got like it's a show where people, I guess, call in to him. Mm-hmm. and they talk about their problems, and he really make women just feel bad about some
Like
shit.
Gilly?
He could be like, yeah, she could be like, my husband cheated on me. He'd be like, well, what have you been doing? You know,
Why aren't you satisfying his needs?
Right. You'd be like, damn, man, you going pretty hard on. She sounds kind of heartbroken about it, you know. So yeah, I mean, look, Action Jaxn, man, crash and burn, brother.
Crash and
burn.
And get what you deserve.
Yeah.
So from that relationship disaster, I'll move on to another relationship question that I have, or topic, I guess you could call it. I think we mentioned last week, Sweetie and it's Quavo, right?
Yeah.
Didn't we mention that on here? Or
We talked about it a little bit.
We ain't said nothing about what happened afterwards.
I don't know much or care much, but the one situation I thought was funny is there was reports that he had sent the repo guy over to get his Bentley that he had just given her
It was
recently.
like a custom joint too. It was sweetied up. So iced up.
So
it was nice.
I've heard since then that the reports are being denied that wasn't true.
Yeah.
But the question still remains. Have y'all ever had a breakup and gotten something back, or wanted to get something back, or taken something back?
I ain't never spent something worth me taking back.
That's kind of the boat I'm in. I
Yeah,
didn't want
that's
to
kind of
put myself right out there.
I've never bought anybody like a car, or really even. I mean, if I did buy jewelry or anything like that, then you can keep that.
I've had jewelry
What the
given
fuck
back.
I'm gonna do with
I've
that?
had jewelry given back to me. And not like I took it back.
Did they throw it in your face?
Yeah, what did you
some
do with it?
frustration type shit.
What did you do with it from there?
I don't know what I did. I think I ended up throwing it away.
I've had somebody try to give something back and like, I don't want this, and I'll just leave it. Like, I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah, it's like,
I'll
what
just
am I
set
doing?
it.
I'm
I'll
not
set
gonna
it
wear it.
outside of my car and just leave it there.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping it.
Right. What can I do with it now?
I'm with y'all. I haven't spent enough that it was.
But if you did,
consideration
what
for
if
a Bentley, it's definitely.
What if you bought a car?
And he said the Bentley was in his name too.
Let's be real.
Yeah, is that even a gift at that point?
Yeah, it's still his. It's technically still
Right, I'm
his.
just taking back my shit. But all right, so what if you did the same? And let's be realistic about it. You bought a fucking, a Honda for your girl. Would you take it back when
If it's in my name, I'm taking it back.
Right, yeah, right. I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
If I got it and put it in her name, she.
But what if you gifted it to her though?
If you put it in her name, I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's in my name, I'm probably taking it back.
Literally
Because
nothing you
then
can do.
you might just stop paying the note, fucking my credit. You know, it might just go a bad way.
You
That's a good
can
point.
pay for it and all of that shit like that this whole time anyway.
Yeah, I'm taking it back.
You taking it back.
Yeah. I'm not paying for your vehicle you riding in.
Right. Yeah, that's what I would think about first.
Yeah.
Now, all right, what if it's a different situation though? What if it's like, I don't know, maybe it's your baby mom.
Or just leave it in your name, switch it over.
Yeah.
Put it in your name.
Are you talking about like a nice car? Because like, all right, let me paint the picture here. In general, I'm with y'all, and I would say yes, I'm asking for it back. Like if it's something really expensive or a nice car or something. If it's like we were together at some point, had been together for a while, she needed a car. We bought some $2,000 car like I got for her to have a vehicle.
No,
Then it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna take the car. Like,
Right.
so you
Not like
don't
Paid
have a
for
car.
is what it is.
No,
Yeah.
that's different. This car is not paid off necessarily. You probably owe like, $10,000 to $12,000 on this car. still.
No, like Moss said, you have to sign this over to your name and take it over, or it goes back. I'm not leaving a
Yeah, I'm
car
selling it or
outstanding payments to you.
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Cancel the Netflix password. Give me the car.
Do you think that car was paid for though? The Quavo ball sweep?
He said it was a lease. Actually, I read that.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah. I guess that's what you do when you got money. You can lease the vehicle.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I feel like breakups. I mean, unless it's a really wild price, you gotta just cut your losses and
Chalk it up.
Hey, have you ever had
chalk
something
it to the
taken
game.
back from you though? In a breakup?
No,
That's like super petty?
not that I could think of.
That just happened to me.
I don't care enough.
What was it?
All right, so I mean, it's not like that I really care about it, but I kind of would have liked to have it still.
He cares.
I did. That shit was a little petty, bro. So it was.
That's something you like.
It was a birthday gift of. It was like, what do you call it? A fucking tapestry It's like one of them big ass like curtain like things or whatever that you can hang up on your wall and stuff. But it was a Pittsburgh Steelers one that was custom. It was like Polynesian
that
Pittsburgh Steelers logo, like custom logo or whatever.
Polynesian.
Yeah, like it made me think of Troy Polamalu.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I'm with you.
You know, that kind of vibe type thing. It was really cool to hang, and it was hung up. So, you know, we had our little argument or whatever, and we decided to go our separate ways. We were living together at the time, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta get your shit up out of here. And she got her shit up out of there, but she took my fucking tapestry with it.
Is she a Steelers fan, or was it just petty?
She don't even give a fuck about football.
Petty. Oh, that was just petty.
You can't have this.
She don't even care about fucking Derrick. It was
She had to leave her mark one more time.
I told her, like, yo, I don't even give a fuck about that shit for real, but that was mad petty.
You should have hit her up and be like, how much?
I'm not buying that shit. I said, fuck it, man. But I wanted to, so I'm like, I didn't envision you taking that.
So did she took this like while you were not there?
I wasn't there.
You couldn't object to it?
Yeah, I wasn't there.
That was gonna be my next question.
But I'm like, yeah, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. I think that, you know, I'm not that level of petty. I would let something like that ride.
Yeah, I'm not really petty at all, to be honest with you. Not about anything like that. If it's a breakup, I'd rather get the person gone. I had one situation.
That sounds
Get everything out. Yeah.
Get the fuck
Let's
out.
keep it moving. I'll do okay without whatever you just gave me. I had one though that like we broke up like the week after Christmas, and I didn't care about nothing I got her or nothing she got me.
That's a wild time to break up.
Yeah, man, that was
The week after Christmas.
Right after Christmas.
That was me.
Shit was crumbling there during the holidays.
It was like
shit wasn't going well during the holidays. You gotta hold it together for the fam.
Yeah, so check this out. What do you do if you can tell it's not going to work, but you're right before Christmas time? I felt like that was a bad time.
Right.
So I was like, maybe it'll get better, and it got worse.
Cut ties right before the new year. I think that's a
week.
good.
It was like 3 days after Christmas. But anyway,
Point is, she should have did it before Christmas.
Like I said, no, that's holding it together. This shit just
I tried.
It crumbles, man.
I tried the best I could, man. But the point of the story was her parents gave me like cash, like $200 cash for Christmas. Like they gave me more than my parents gave me.
Nice.
So I was like, yo, I'll be honest. Like I do feel bad about the money your parents just gave me. Like I'm gonna give it back
keep that,
to
bro.
you. No, I tried to give it back, and she was like, I told my mom, but my mom said, you know, she gave it to you as a gift. Just keep it. I was like, I don't know. She said it again, and I was like, all right, I tried twice.
Bro, I would have spent that shit on something I most desired.
Right.
I would have go and spit. Just why not?
Yeah, when it's cash, it's
I broke up with the girl.
It's cash.
I felt bad.
It's cash. I'm gonna mix this shit in with the cash I got. I don't even know it's your 200.
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
Making it sound like they want the exact dollar bills.
Right.
Like, I'm in the mix now. I don't know.
I'm talking about this for me mentally.
Can't tell which ones are yours.
I don't even fucking know. It's just part of my money now.
Your 20s got mixed in with mine.
That's how I would feel about it. Hey, thanks.
I tried to give it back, but I didn't. So
you still call them mom and dad or no?
Call them mom and dad. I never called. Have y'all ever called a girl's parents mom and dad?
No.
No.
Y'all know people that did that when they got married?
Yeah, I mean,
that's weird to me.
But then it's like y'all really family. It's like
Yeah, but you're
legally,
not my mom and
technically
dad. That's just not for me. I'll never call somebody else.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it depends.
I think it does depend, but I don't know. It's different. I always thought it was pretty weird though. Overall,
I mean, just like say like you got like a brother-in-law, like you my brother now. Still,
I don't
like,
know if I would call you that.
Like I got a brother-in-law. And that's my brother now. Because he's my brother-in-law. You married to my sister.
My brother-in-law, I'm really cool with, and I would consider.
Do you call him your brother though?
I don't.
Like, bro, like, nah, I'm not saying what's up, brother. Like, what's up, bro? Like, that's my bro.
Yeah, everybody's bro though. You get a stranger,
but it's
be
like
bro.
you actually technically my brother now because you my brother-in-law.
I do look at my family. I look at my brother-in-law differently than differently than like a friend or something. So I do.
I mean, sure, we don't have a relationship like I have with my friends, but it's like
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that there is like I do look at him more like a brother, but I wouldn't say like me and one of my brothers is coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's weird, but I don't care. Whatever people want to call people, feel free. But I never did the mom and dad thing. It seems weird to me.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit much. I think you're landing on thick, and I don't know how it would feel if they asked me.
Thick.
I don't know. I don't know how it would feel if they asked me like, "Oh, would you call me?" Or if they told you like,
question.
you know, but you can call me Pop or Dad or call me Mom.
That's a good.
What would you say then?
What if they
You'd be like,
asked
no,
you to?
Miss Teresa, I'm not.
No, you just call them what they ask you to call them.
What would you do if they say, "Call me mom"?
It depends on how long I've known you, because I might tell you straight up, like, look, I don't know you like that. So
I think I would probably just do it.
If you had a point where you've been in a relationship for a girl for a while and then y'all get married, you didn't know her parents for a while.
Right.
So it's
right. I mean, in that scenario,
Yeah.
but some people like to be introduced like that. That's my name. You call me Mom.
Right.
Type shit.
That's weird.
I guess.
That's weird. But hey, whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats
your boat.
Yeah, for sure.
So from one breakup to the next, we've got drama with the JBP, the Joe Budden Podcast.
Oh no.
Now, Moss is going to be our real main correspondent on this, since he's been faithfully listening. I listened to them for years, and over the last couple months have fallen off. I'll catch an episode every now and then, and I watch the clips, but I haven't been rocking with it as heavy recently.
Yeah.
So I caught up a little bit. I'm familiar with some stuff going on.
Yeah.
But you take the lead here.
I mean, for the past few months, you could tell there was like tension in the room. Every podcast.
I mean, does it make it like the podcast? Like you can really tell, like the
pods are still good because everybody likes tension. It makes for a better show. So when they would battle and argue, they would be arguing over like the simplest shit, and then it would turn into like something else. And then it would end up being like, all right, you trying to see hands. Hands was being brought up almost every episode at one point. And it was like, are they serious or are they playing? Like, you ain't gonna just keep on offering somebody outside if you ain't really feeling that way a little bit.
Like, you know how you'll joke around with a friend and it's like, I don't know, I'll take one side of the argument, you take the other, and it's like, yeah, fuck you, Carl. Like, there's a certain amount of times where you're like, that means nothing.
Right. I mean, you can say like
eventually
you can even throw in like a "fuck you, bitch."
Right.
Type shit.
But
especially when they get you good.
The tone changes a little bit, and it's like, "Yo, fuck you, bitch."
Yeah, right.
It's like, "Yo,
like you
I think you're joking, but tame it down a little bit."
You really meant that.
I saw that in a few of the clips.
Yeah.
I saw that a few times.
It was a few of those.
Yeah, you could tell there was some tension behind it. So, were you one of the people that has been seeing this coming for a bit?
I didn't see him not showing up at all. Like they just stopped showing up. Like it's been 3 pods now. They just haven't been there. And Joe tried to explain it. Like basically everybody's going through their own thing, blah, 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 blah. And he ain't really spoke on detail and no shit like that.
He didn't explain anything. He just talked around
he talked for an hour and didn't hardly say shit.
I was so confused about what's been going on. Like the only thing I got is the fact that Roy wants to throw hands with Joe. That's it.
Yeah, and they won't give like what it actually is. I don't know. He keeps saying like Maul and Roy are not in love with doing the podcast or podcasting period or some shit like that. So he's prefacing it like they don't see this as like a forever thing. Type shit, like they got other things they want to do and all this. So I don't know.
I think that's cool and all, but didn't this is the only reason why anybody knows who fuck Maul and Roy are.
I don't believe what he said.
Fuck Maul does, but Roy is very into the music scene and doing this. He was doing this party shit for the last few years. Like Roy is in the mix of doing things. He's like a behind the scenes guy. So him being on this podcast is something that he doesn't. That's not him. Supposedly,
you can't say it hasn't helped him more than anything else in his career.
I mean, it says if you want to be that guy, but I don't think Roy wants to be in front of the camera guy.
Don't he rap?
No.
I think
he's putting together an album. He's like a producer of the album, not like he's rapping on the album.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you that this has been by far their biggest break. I don't believe anything Joe was saying about that part.
Me either.
I think that was complete bullshit. From what I had read when I was searching through Reddit, and from what I heard when I was listening consistently, I feel like after they left Spotify, that was like a really big moment in the pod, of course.
Yeah.
And then I feel like at that point in time is when Joe really kind of started to, that narcissism got worse. Like it felt like he was taking on Spotify himself, and then the new deals, like he's made a big deal with Patreon and all that, and just talks so often about how great that deal is and how much he's doing for himself. That's my guess is that they are not feeling the direction that he has gone now, where he's like, I'm the mogul kind of thing. He says, I don't want to be that, but I feel like there has been a little situation where for a while he kind of brought them along. And then I think the podcast got big enough that they're now all not on the same level. Joe's obviously the top dog.
They're part of the show.
Think they are important.
Yeah.
And I don't think he made them feel important. I think they got irritated with how things are going now.
I thought you were about to take it like a money way because they specifically said numerous times that it wasn't like a money issue.
But when somebody specifically says that,
I don't think it's that.
Well, when somebody specifically says that numerous times, though, it makes me believe that it is a money issue too. Especially when I don't hear the other perspective, or you don't hear.
What do you mean by money issue? Stuff. Like they're not getting paid?
No, I mean not necessarily, but maybe not what they think they're worth. That's a very real possibility.
Did you hear today's yet?
I'm not all the way through it yet. Maybe like an hour or so.
I didn't listen at all, but I was reading on the Reddit this morning, and they said they had one quote in there a bunch of times where Joe had said something like, we're getting basically the same amount of money with this deal that we were from the Spotify deal that was offered, but now we own everything. And Parks was like, Joe, you own everything.
Right.
That was something I saw quoted a bunch of times. So I don't know what happened in that conversation.
But that kind of maybe it's an ownership thing.
Yeah, it kind of lended towards what I had already thought in my head.
But then that kind of like negates what Joe's saying about them not wanting to be part of the podcast, like not wanting to do podcasts.
Well, I don't believe
it's like if y'all can't not want to do podcasts and then want to have ownership of the podcast.
Well, how come they're not speaking?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
I mean, the only time they really would speak would be on the pod, and they ain't been there.
I mean, do they not have a voice on Instagram?
I mean, but they mostly just be joking. Twitter. They don't be saying too much. Maul just be playing with fans. But you would think that you would want to clear some air about it. Why not? That's what I want. I want to hear their side. They probably don't feel the need to. They don't feel like they have to tell people what's going on.
I want to hear their orders. I want to hear their side, but I think like if I were within the group, I would do what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't think right now, while it still seems to be like possible that they work through things,
because it could get messy.
Going public would be a good response, in my opinion.
It could get messy because the fans gonna twist and they already twist and turn this shit with anybody saying nothing.
But at the same time,
if they start speaking on shit, then they're really gonna make a.
I mean, Joe's the one who put shit out there. I guess it's obvious that it's going to be.
I mean, you still got to do a pod. It's still his pod. You still got to do it. So of course you can't go on the pod and not talk about what's going on that everybody see.
Well, I mean, why can't they go on their Instagram and talk about it, or if it's nothing bad, or if it's no like, I guess real tension, then it's not gonna come off that way when they talk about it on their Instagram story as well.
We don't know that.
They just speaking on
it. Real tension.
Right, because it has to be.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be. Otherwise, because now it just look like Joe saying like, look, y'all can't speak on this shit, but I can. Type thing. Like that's what it looked like to be. And it's like it's almost like some little boy type shit.
If they wanted to say something, they could say something.
Yeah, I don't think it's that just from the personality that I gather from them from listening. I think they're kind of on some respect, bro code. We're not going to do it, but Joe is obviously not doing the same.
Right, thing, so. It's not reciprocated. So I
don't think Joe being messy with it though.
No, I don't think
he's not being messy talking about it. He's just explaining it to a level without you knowing any real details.
Yeah, he's not putting any details out there. That's for sure.
I don't have a lot of respect for Joe, like the way he conducts himself. I've said that on here before, I think. So I like the pod a lot, but when it comes to this type of stuff, I mean, I'm biased in that I don't believe much that he says. So I kind of assume that they're in the right on all this, and it may not be the case, but he's a little too much for me.
I started hating Joe Budden a long time ago.
You and everybody else.
Yeah, I don't want to. I like he's funny as shit. He just rubs me.
I think he's funny to troll
so many times.
I think that's what makes him funny. He's a funny guy to troll.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true too. He lost me on the pod when every pod became about how awesome he was in his ownership and how smart he was as a creative, and white people are terrible. That just became the constant topics. I was like, I'm good. I'll listen to something else. Let me listen to Gilly. But anything else on the pod specific? Because I told you I did want to also kind of talk about us and what it's like doing a podcast, stuff that you didn't really think about, that kind of thing. But anything Joe specific, either one of you?
No, I mean, it's pretty much it.
We'll see what happens.
We've just been waiting to see how this shit play out.
We will see.
Yeah.
They do not like the fill-ins. The fans.
Nobody.
The fans
of course
are
not.
killing.
Why would people like the fill-ins?
They just look like some regular dudes.
Yeah.
They is his other friends.
These other
They
friends.
just friends is, yeah. I think Savon works on the pod behind the scenes, but the other dude is one of his friends.
I mean, what's not to like about them is just that they're not.
It's not Marlon Roy.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
just
what it is.
It's not the guys. Yeah, it's like a music group when they replace an artist or something. It's like, it's just not the
Sometimes
same.
it work out. Johnny Gill was pretty good.
It does work out sometimes.
I think it's different when we talking about actual show.
You know what I mean? I mean, just
People
saying,
like the
that's,
characters.
that's the show.
That's true too. It's not just a voice thrown into the group.
Yeah.
That's the show.
Well, it reminds me of back when Flagrant 2 had their situation with Kaz, and it's like, yo, I listen to these people and get like a connection to them. It feels like you're friends with these people that you listen to on the pod. So like, it legit not ruined my day. But it would be like something I'm like, man, damn, y'all just talk it out.
Nobody ever
Together.
wants to see the gang split up.
Exactly.
So with the cast, he hasn't been back, right? I mean, I've seen some Flagrant.
No, he got his own pod now.
Yeah, his own pod really took off.
Oh, is it doing
pretty
really
good.
well?
Actually, sports related stuff. I think them breaking up was the best thing for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because they
Kaz
were
was a
trying.
sports guy.
Yeah.
It's the Flagrant 2 podcast started as a sports podcast. They used to talk about sports every week and get their jokes off, yada, yada, yada.
Try to do like
but Kaz was a
funny sports
Kaz,
thing.
I think he said his idol was like Stephen A. Like he wants to be that guy. That's what he aspires to be.
Yeah.
So
So
he
I
kept
think
the
they
median
were,
in it.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make it like funny sports talk, but he's really good with sports stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're really good at being funny.
Right.
So like once the pod split, he went his own ways. I feel like everybody has taken off from there.
I might actually check out some of his shit now. I don't know.
Yeah,
Never thought about it.
Good. I like Kaz.
I do too. But when we started the podcast a couple of years ago, it's not really something that you think about, like how hard it could be to do with friends. Because like, y'all just want to get together and talk shit with my friends. This is going to be fun. And it is a lot of fun. I mean, that is mostly what we do.
Yeah, pretty much.
But once we got started doing it, like anytime you're working with multiple people on trying to come to one goal, it's just difficult. Like I remember, you know, when Max was on the podcast, we would just have certain pods where like we just wanted to go in different directions. Like we even had the same topics that all three of us wanted to talk about.
Right.
But Carl maybe wanted to get some jokes off, and I was wanting to like do a really serious deep dive.
Yeah.
And Max would start talking out in right field that we don't know what his direction was, but no, I'm just kidding. But it's hard to have the same goal. What do y'all think about that? Have y'all noticed that? With what we've been doing?
In my life, I've understood that whenever you're putting something together where you're having to build a team, as time goes on, people start to not know their role. So, and that's when shit starts to break off.
Good point.
As when I was rapping, first started rapping, I started off in a group, had a producer, all three of us rap, boom, boom, boom. But then life happens. Everybody in the beginning is great. Y'all making music, it's fun, da 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 da. But then, you know, we need to start doing other stuff to keep this pushing if we want to be like that. Like, and then,
Right.
but then everybody falls off, and then I got in another group of people that I was doing music with, and then with trying to blow up in something like specifically music or being a rapper, if you're not focusing on one person or somebody to be the great out of it,
Right.
and everybody in it is trying to be the guy, it's not gonna work.
Right.
It's because y'all all going on different paths. There's no main goal for everybody.
Somebody got to work in the pit stop. Everybody can't drive.
Everybody
the car.
has to know their role.
Right. This is a one seat. This is a one seater.
And the issue
Somebody
that
got
comes
to
in
change the
hand
tires in this
is
bitch.
naturally what people think the right thing to do is to be the guy.
Of course. Well,
Everybody rightfully thinks if I'm not being the guy, then I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. I'm not the person I'm supposed to
some
be.
Some people just don't need to understand you're not the guy. Mm-hmm. You are this guy. This is what you're great at doing. This is what you need to do.
The thing is, you got to have a collective thought of, like, the guy is us. Like, that's the engine. Like, we're the engine that powers it. Like, somebody like as big as Drake is, you got to think about, like, the people attached to him behind him are really are Drake as well too. Like, that's the engine that powers it. Just because this is the only face that you see doesn't mean that these people aren't, like, critical roles into who he is, the music he creates, and that they're getting major money off of it as well too. It's just like you said, you gotta just play your role sometimes.
And then comes ego comes into play. Why he always get all the credit? Why he always get all the credit? Then you got people like that, then you gotta get them out of the situation. Because now you just hating, you gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, and then I mean, it's natural tension that comes when you're dealing with people on a daily basis, or you talk to people on on a week-to-week basis and things like that. You're gonna have tensions like that developed and things like that. But I mean, when you're real boys, you just talk through shit. Like, I mean, me and you got into it one time.
Yeah.
So we just talked through it. We were laughing about it 20 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? The shit was hilarious. Yeah. So it's just one of the things you gotta you talk through it. It's just, that's it. I think, all of it can be settled. I'm not sure exactly what their relationship was prior to them starting the podcast, though. So maybe it's something that they can't really talk through as much. I don't know. I don't know what kind of. They're
supposedly all good friends.
Yeah. Obviously, money makes everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it makes it different.
I mean,
if you ain't got shit square out before the money start coming in, then all that shit gonna show. It's gonna show his head then.
That's always gonna be the biggest problem because, like you said, I mean, we've never had any like really major issues. And when you're not like bringing in money off the public,
it don't matter.
There's stuff that we could want to do differently, but in the end, it's like, I mean, fine, I'll let you have it. We'll do it this way. And next week, let's try something different. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about, deciding what to do for $100 million Spotify deal, even if everybody ends up being on board by the time of the signing, the people that maybe at first were kind of hesitant, 3 months after the signing might be like, man, I'll let you talk me into that. I didn't want to do this. And they could kind of change their opinion. So money just, it's tough. Money and ego combined are always going to be a tough combo to manage.
We're friends, man. Like I said, we've had that before, like a conversation, money and friends. It's just, like I said, it's always touchy. It's a dangerous.
Touchy issue.
Yeah,
getting in business with friends is a touchy thing.
That's way different.
Yeah. That's probably why that's so much.
Like you said, everybody doesn't. You try to make the common goal really clear, but you're always going to have that person who has their own individual desires. And, once, I guess, the common goal gets to a certain point, they're going to branch off and, do that thing. Because this is what they wanted the entire time. So, hey, but you never know people's true intentions. That's just how it goes.
Right. Even if there's not like money problems, I was thinking about like something long term. Like, even if you have a common goal to begin with, say you do the podcast for 10 years. Like, at some point in time, it's natural that somebody's not going to want to keep being a part of it. Right. It's not like there's not a monny issue. There's no, I got no problems with you, but like I'm in a different phase of life. I'm sorry, I don't want to keep podding. And it's just a lot of stuff you got to keep in balance. I think the only way to do it successfully is to all individually put the group as the forefront.
Right.
Like saying I want this, but what do we need to do?
That's why I fuck with sports. Like, sports has been a part of my life since I was 6 years old. Mm-hmm. Sports, team sports specifically. Because it teaches you, it's a life teacher, playing sports, being part of a team, having players, you got to come together for the outcome of getting the dub. That's how you got to do shit in life, because you're going to have to work with a team to get some. If you try to do shit on a great level, you're going to need a team. There's no way around it. Nobody has ever gotten anywhere to greatness by themselves solely. It just doesn't work out like that. So if you don't know how to be a part of a team, then you're going to have a hard time maneuvering through shit.
Yeah, dude, 100%. You're not going to be very successful.
Yeah, you're right, though. Team sports teach you so much shit when you're young. And But I like what you said about your role, knowing your roles.
Gotta know your role.
That's really the only way for the whole team to be successful. You can't have
Gotta stay in
5
your lane.
rebounders, 5 shooters, or whatever. You got to find pieces that complement and know your role. Stay in your role.
Somebody got to block.
Role players are the most important piece on winning championships.
This is true.
Them role players.
Which is why all teams are so interested in trading for role players right before the trade deadline. Got to get those new guys on the team to push you over the top for the playoff run.
Playoff push.
Who do you
Trade
think?
deadline ended 2 days ago.
Yeah.
What were the winners?
The Magic gave away everybody.
I like what they did, man. They were going nowhere fast.
Yeah.
They got rid of anybody that had any value.
So who did they get rid of?
Everybody.
Aaron Gordon,
Yeah, all right, so where did Aaron Gordon go?
Denver.
Which is a big move.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Get them a good athletic piece.
Yeah.
And they gave up like guys that I knew, but I don't think it was anybody.
I think R.J. Hampton was one of them.
Yeah,
And somebody else.
So yeah, I thought that was one of the bigger. I think that might have been the biggest move.
Vucevic going to the Bulls is pretty big.
He's the biggest player change, but I don't think the Bulls are going to be good enough for that to. They might get them into the playoffs, but I don't think it'll matter much.
Right.
But Denver is like, I think they could really get close to making a championship run. So
Yeah.
I don't even know anything about Aaron Gordon honestly now. Like I don't know if
His game then changed a lot. He's not just a big dunker guy no more. Like he's almost like a Ben Simmons type guy too. They use him as a point in some circumstances too. Like like he had like mad triple doubles type shit.
I didn't
He's
know
almost
that.
like a Ben Simmons that can actually shoot threes.
Well, he can't
That's
be
the type of
running
players
like.
he's turned into.
I don't know if he that good.
I mean,
I'm sure he's a decent
have you
player.
seen him this year?
Nah, I haven't watched him play. He just looks too goofy to me.
No, he's actually pretty nice. He had a lot of skill to his game. He's not just a high flyer anymore.
You can't be though. I mean, it's only for at a certain point your game is going to have to evolve.
How does it?
Blake Griffin's been out here dunking, getting multiple dunks in.
Blake been showing off since he got to the Nets.
We're getting it off. son.
And I know you was about to say something. Bro.
Yeah, that was
Well, I'm
coming.
about to say
You was
what?
about to say something.
You keep putting yourself in
And
this
you
position
know,
every week.
'cause
Whenever we talk about
you're
a
talking
high
about
flyer.
a young player. Like I said, you got to grow into these things.
You
bro.
right.
No doubt.
Jordan wasn't a shooter when he walked into the league. He was an athletic player who became a great jump shooter.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, well,
He
great.
became a great shooter.
He
one of the
wasn't super
all-time greats. He was
athletic, but
awful.
yeah. Kind of had that skill.
No, I meant specific. He's like my go-to example of a guy that when they talked about him early in his career, couldn't shoot at all.
Yeah.
And then he's crazy high on the all-time
spot-up
three-point shooter.
And look, John made a couple threes his last 2 games. So that's all I'm saying. He done hit them. You know what I'm saying? He took them, he done hit them. So
Who did he get traded to?
nowhere.
Oh, so that has nothing to do with anything. Okay.
He brought it up.
just
I knew what he
making
was
sure.
getting
I
at,
didn't bring
bro.
nothing up.
I just was making
knew
sure.
what
I
you
just thought it
was
was
getting
interesting
at.
what you were saying.
No, I knew
That's
what you
it.
was getting at, bro.
That's it.
So you ain't about to just slight me.
Slight me. How about them C's? We making moves out here. Not necessarily the moves I wanted, but we got Evan Fournier from the Magic. He's a beast guard. Even though we got like 7 guards already.
Well, say a team full of guards.
Yeah.
So I don't
We all
understand
guards.
that one.
Y'all got
I'll get
really
it.
a big man, right?
But I've been looking at. We got Mo Wagner.
It's
He's
Wagner,
not-
by the way.
Is it Wagner?
Just so you'll be
excuse
like,
me.
when you're
I was
talking
saying
with
Wagner.
big
My bad.
Celtics fans, you'll know.
Wagner. Excuse
Wagner,
me.
but he does spell it.
He's
like
not
Wagner.
bad. He's not a bad big man.
He was a monster in college.
Yeah,
I
he's
remember
not
him
bad.
2 years ago or 3 years ago at Michigan. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. There was a lot of moves that were made, but like big game changers. I don't think there were.
Rondo to the Clippers.
That was
And
the
they
biggest
traded
one.
Lou Will.
Yeah,
That was a big
probably-
deal.
That was the
actually
biggest
the
one
bigger
because
one.
they didn't have
They need
a point guard. Patrick Beverly is not a
His
real.
fucking ass.
He's not a real point guard. He's just like a.
I mean, he is a point guard. He's just not a good
He'll
one.
give you a
Not a-
solid 2-2-2 every game.
He's
Yeah.
a defensive.
Yeah, he falls in that.
He's a
that
defender.
single double, single
He's just
triple.
really a defender.
What,
I wouldn't
triple
call him a point guard. I would just call him a guard defender.
I've never seen him run the offense.
Right, exactly. He's not a guy who's going to orchestrate the offense.
And
He can
free
run
pass.
the defense, kinda ish.
Yeah, I would want him on my team because of his defensive
off the bench.
abilities.
Good fiery player.
Yeah,
Right.
annoying as
But he's
fuck.
not really great at anything.
I thought they were
But being
going
fiery.
talking shit.
Yeah.
That's how you know they were really in. I guess they couldn't get what they were looking for the Lonzo trade, but they were clearly going for a point guard. So I'm sure they put a bid in on Lonzo, and then they fell down with Rondo, which to me is probably the better maybe fit, especially for a veteran type team like that right now.
Keeping Lonzo was absolutely retarded, in my opinion.
For the Pelicans?
Yeah. They're clearly going nowhere right now.
Right.
He's a free agent next year, and the word is that he has already made it known that he wants like $20 million a year next year. So they're not going to pay that.
No.
Right.
So why not give him away, even if it's for something
They probably can't get
super
nothing
minor?
for it. They probably can't get nothing good enough
But
for
like,
it.
who are they paying though?
Imagine
like,
that.
why not? Why not pay him? Because who are you paying?
Because he's not good enough for that money.
That backup point guard.
I like Lonzo,
kinda
and
nice.
I would want him on my team, but for $20 million,
There's a lot of great players making
super up and down, average point guard.
Yeah, but he's ascending, so you would say that. But somebody's gonna pay him based off of his trajectory or what he's done thus far this season.
And a team that needs a point guard to fill their last void should pay that.
Yeah,
Pelicans shouldn't pay that.
but I mean they're not paying anybody else. I guess Brandon Ingram. He's already gotten paid, right? He's got a contract. He signed a max deal or some shit, right?
I don't know, but I'm saying that what they're doing right now is obviously not working. So
Clearly, they're not a good team.
Doesn't seem like it solves enough for me.
Lonzo's going to hit the open market. You don't want to compete with what the open market is going to give Lonzo.
No.
Right.
Plus, you
wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to do that as the Pelicans. So, I would have traded him. I think he should have been traded.
Definitely.
And you can just find somebody else to run and while his value is as high as it is, this is probably the highest that, except for when he was drafted initially.
Right.
This is the highest his value has been in the NBA. You know, he's actually shown that he could be a solid player. He's not lived up to the number 2 overall pick, but he's shown he could be a solid player in the NBA overall, at least a 3-point threat. And some decent passes throughout the game. So I don't know. I don't know why they didn't get rid of him. It definitely would have been the best move for the Pelicans, but it seems like they don't really know what to do.
I think it's odd how I was just thinking about that Rondo trade. How they the Lakers and Clippers have swapped role players because they got Harold now.
Yeah.
And then Rondo with the Clippers is just weird.
That is weird.
The Lakers got who?
They got Montrezl Harrell when they got him in the offseason.
Oh yeah, because he came from
the Clippers.
But wasn't he on the trading block too? Or no?
I don't believe so.
I don't think it was.
Oh, because the Lakers need some help right now.
They're trying to get Andre Drummond. Supposedly.
Yeah. They need some help.
Get a buyout.
They need some help right now.
I'm trying to get him too.
Yo,
I want him.
This has nothing to do with trades or anything.
I need a solid center.
This has nothing to do with trades, but I recently saw I guess it's more about player development. I recently saw Malik Monk.
Yeah.
What the fuck off? Y'all see that shit?
He's been playing pretty good this year.
He's done that a bunch this year.
Yeah.
40-point games off the bench.
Really? This is the first time
Charlotte has been good as a whole, as a team.
Yeah, they have.
They've been playing good.
He dropped 32. He didn't miss the entire first half.
Yeah, he's come alive.
He's turned into their 6th man.
Yeah.
It maybe not anymore with LaMelo out. I don't know if they put him back into the starting lineup, but they took him out of the starting lineup, and I've noticed that too, though. Just randomly, multiple times throughout the season, I've seen him have a 30-point game, 43, something like that.
Yeah.
He's a sniper.
Can shoot.
Yeah.
When he gets going, he gets going.
They got a bunch of guards too. That's nice. They just ain't got no good big man. I think the big man is Zeller or something.
So why wouldn't you trade if you're the Hornets? Why wouldn't you trade somebody like that? Like Malik Monk,
Because he fits what they got right now.
Why would you want to get rid of him?
He's been there for best player now.
I mean, I think he's only 3 or 4 years in the league.
I think
they just got
his 4th or 5th year or something like that.
And he hasn't been that great in this first few years.
Right, that's what I'm saying. His value is probably as high as it's ever been since he's been in the league, except for when he was initially drafted. It was kind of the same.
They're a playoff team right now.
Yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think he's an asset you would want to give away. I mean, I don't think you want to give away Lonzo either. I don't think they're moving in the right direction. So paying something massive to him didn't make sense. But yeah, Monk's interesting one.
Yeah, I thought that was wild. But
what do you think about your boy Dre? I didn't really research this.
Draymond Green.
To provide great responses, but
defensive player of all time. So he says.
That's what he believes. I think it's fair for you to believe that.
I agree with that part.
For you to say it out loud, it may not be factually correct.
Do you think it is factually correct?
No, I mean just based on. Now, what I can say, he might be one of the most versatile defenders.
You should have put
ever.
help defensive players. He's one of the greatest. Might be the greatest help defense player of all
On-ball
time.
defender, he's a good defender.
He's not one of the best.
Most versatile.
He's not the best.
That's the best title he could have put.
He should have said most versatile. But when we talk about best defenders, because it's some people that were just so dominant at the one thing that they did, regardless of what it was. It could be rim protecting, it could be getting steals. But these people have multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Yeah.
Draymond, he's been in the running for a few, but he's only won one. So you can't just go out here and say that you're the best defender of all time. You can feel that way when you play. That's great. You should have that confidence at all times. But to say it again, you got to word that a little bit differently for it to.
One thing I do appreciate about Draymond, he's a guy that knows his role. He doesn't,
for sure.
And sometimes you get a little carried away with taking the ball down the court. He start feeling himself a little bit. But in most cases, he knows his role. He don't do too much outside of what he's supposed to do. So I fuck with that.
I mean, he can do it all on the floor.
I mean, I don't know what all is. What you can include in all.
He can do it all. It's not great. It's not necessarily he don't do it all the best, but he can do everything on the basketball floor. He can shoot. He can finish.
I mean, yeah, any old Smoke Joe can do whatever on the basketball court. That doesn't mean
I'm saying he's
great.
shown that this is part of his game. It's not a center that all of a sudden does it. This is what Draymond does. He takes the ball down the floor. He defends all 5 positions.
I don't agree with that either.
He's capable of defending all 5.
That he can defend all 5 different positions?
No. I don't think you're wilding out on that.
Nah.
You can
guard it other than a forward through center. Who guards has he guarded like that?
I'm not saying he's going to lock them down the entire game. They've had people like Klay Thompson and stuff. And
good help defense. Good help.
No.
But he's not guarding a point guard or shooting guard.
On switches, yeah.
That's help defense.
And that's not help.
You have to do both,
not help.
What you mean?
Right, making it seem like he can't guard one-on-one. Of course, the in regards to a point guard, that defense, being able to defend that position is generally going to be more on a switch. And he's got to cover him for a possession. The majority of the time, he's going to be covering a big. But he has the ability where when it happens, it's not like, oh, fuck, these are buckets.
Right,
like every other center in the league.
It's not a liability.
I'm not saying, I ain't never seen.
That's what I meant.
I don't see Draymond as like, all right, we need to put Draymond on their best player and let him rock. I don't think he's that.
I think that's a fair assessment.
I don't think he's that. You're not saying put Draymond on him. He'll lock him up. Whoever that other team's best player, he's not doing that.
I think Ben Simmons is the best defender in the league right now. I've watched him enough recently that he has legitimate can defend every position capability.
Yeah.
Like could man up the whole game on a point guard or a center if he.
That's because he's naturally a point guard, so it makes sense. And he's a big point guard, so he should be able to defend whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I've said this countless times. I don't know how many times I've said how similar Draymond Green and Ben Simmons are in their game of basketball. But
has that you with this smile and the way you just said that, like you, I feel like you're trying to prove a point. Is that something that we've disagreed on?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe you guys.
We've disagreed when you
specifically
said
Moss.
Who is better,
definitely,
or when we've talked about
they're the same player,
whether he deserves a max contract. But I agree with you that their style of game is very
similar. Yeah. I was saying something about I don't know. I guess it was some scenario that came up. I guess when Ben Simmons might have been on the trading block or something. So like, yeah, I mean, he can do. He's Draymond Green to me. He's maybe a better version, but that's what he is.
Well, I'm with you on that, but a much better version. But I'm with you on that.
I mean,
I guess I have a problem with like similarities when you know that he's not as good as him. So you might say like
that's not. It's not
because they facilitate the ball. That makes them similar.
Doesn't mean you can have similarities and still have opposites or whatever the other word is I'm looking for there.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it either.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
And contrast, I guess, is the other word. I'm not sure. But yeah, it doesn't have to be all aligned.
Yeah, people get too hung up on analogies Where you use an analogy and somebody's like, nope, this part.
Right.
I'm not saying that to you right now, but I was just thinking about this earlier in the week. If you use an analogy and somebody picks out like a little thing that's like, just stop.
Of course.
Just stop. Just let it go. Because
they're
it's like,
not
all
the
right,
same
you're not trying to understand what I'm saying.
Right. They're not the same exact person. This is not even if it was a clone, it probably couldn't, be the exact same. Right. So, but to me, they're the style in which they approach basketball and just overall, it's similar. I could say that.
I didn't have too many thoughts about what he said. I think it's fine. If you think you're the best, then say you're the best. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I think Ben Simmons recently said he felt like he was the best defender in the NBA.
Oh, really?
Well, didn't he say that like before the season started or some shit? It was.
I accept the NBA like of now than all
to
time.
Say all time.
I accept that. All time is where it's like that's what you do a lot. Where it's either all time or one of the worst ever. It's like no median. There's no median. You are. He's one of the best all time. Roddy Richards, Davey Robin's the best class we've seen since in 20 years.
That's a fact, though.
Yeah,
I got some shit for that too. We're gonna get to that.
You're a big extremes guy.
No, that's a fact.
Big extremes guy.
Yeah.
No, I just see the future. I just see the future, and it's not
middle ground.
Actually, it's not like I see the future. Let me like
we know
put y'all behind my Ray-Bans and shit.
We know.
So I'm gonna really put y'all behind my Ray-Bans. It's like I see it all at once. You know what I'm saying? It's everything meets in the middle.
And you can't distort what you saw.
No, it's just I can. It's
out.
like I can relate to the past, future. It's just things y'all haven't seen before, can't see anymore.
You know what you sound like right now?
You can't relate.
Action Jaxn.
Bro. I'm not talking about myself.
Trying to sell somebody a dream out here.
No, I'm not talking about myself in third person.
Well, did you see any other basketball information that you want to talk about today?
Oh, what basketball?
In your vision? I don't know. Did you have anything else before we go to football?
Oh, no. I have nothing else basketball related, I don't believe.
Football, I don't feel like there was that much, to be honst.
I didn't see too much. What
were the trades that you were talking about?
Just the Miami Dolphins and San Francisco flipping. So what happened is Miami Dolphins had the sixth pick? They had the third pick.
Dolphins had the 3, and Niners had the 12.
Niners gave them 2 future first rounders and a third round pick for the number 3 spot. Miami goes back to 12, and then they trade with the Eagles for the 6th pick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they gave up, but I know out of the deal they still have 2 future first rounders and a third round pick.
I think they gave up 1 first.
Yeah, because they already had like an abundance of picks.
So if I did the calculations correctly, they switched and gained 2 future first, switched back up and gave away 1 future first. So they ended up dropping back 3 spots and gaining 1 extra first round.
Right, and a third.
And a third. That's a pretty good come up right there.
They're making moves.
Yeah, and I read somewhere that the Laramie Tunsil trade that they made a couple years back, they have now turned into 4 first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
and something else. That alone is the science behind it is wild. Like you've really been in here studying and like really going through it and finding out a formula to what works to get you guys in the best position possible.
Well, not to switch gears back to basketball, but did you see that thing that he had shared about the Thunder?
No.
Thunder have 34 draft picks, 17 first, 17 seconds.
Yeah.
In the next 7 years?
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's fucking insane.
They doing the same thing they did, how they got KD and Russ in all them years back to back.
Get all of those picks.
Get all the picks so we can get all the best players.
Can't miss on all of them.
Right. Necessarily, you can flip some of those things. You don't have to. That's what I would do. Some of these picks I'm not going to use. I want to give them away to somebody else and get some good players who can play right now.
Ideally, I think you want to draft 1 or 2 really big stars.
The last time they did this, they got
get rid of the rest.
Last time they did this, they got Russ, KD, and Harden on the same team.
It's a hell of a move
because they had them picks.
Right now, they got this.
And Ibaka.
What's the?
They got all them picks because of that.
Shai Gilchrist or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like the young beast that they got right now. If you draft one other really good player this year or next year or something, and then flip a bunch of these picks for an Anthony Davis
And,
type
what's the
character
dude?
in 2 years.
I'm gonna do Diallo. He's a
Bam.
beast too.
I forgot they
Diallo. I still got him.
Yeah, I forgot they got him too.
Both of them been having injuries this year though.
I think it's Check Diallo, isn't it? Amadou Diallo's the famous New York case.
That's his name.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got it. I switched this back to basketball. My bad.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but it seemed like a good move for Miami.
Clearly-
Fucked everything up for us. We've been
Right, yeah.
supposed to be trading with Miami for the third pick for the last 2 months, everything that I've been seeing. So I don't know what the fuck we're going to do.
Well,
We're not going to have a quarterback. We're going to have fucking Teddy
Gloves.
Bridgewater, Teddy Two
it tells me a few things.
next year.
That quarterbacks are going to go 1, 2, and 3.
And
Yep.
And that Miami believes in Tua. And then also
enough.
the Eagles believe in Hurts. And San Francisco
heard-
clearly is trying to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, or what they're going to do is use Jimmy Garoppolo as a bridge.
Yeah, I was saying, I heard they
To
denied
the
it.
next
They denied
quarterback.
that. I think Shepard said that.
I mean, you're clearly getting a quarterback.
Garoppolo, they say right now Garoppolo is still their starter. Even if they draft somebody, he's not going to be their starter next year. Supposedly, but it could be bullshit.
So stupid.
Right, that's what you say now because this guy's on your roster.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
reported the Garoppolo's our guy literally right after they made the trade.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, get
We
the
know what
fuck
y'all
out
doing.
of here.
Trying to save face right now.
Same with the Texans.
Right, because I mean, if knowing how the run on quarterbacks was going to be, that's why you traded up to the top 3. You didn't get up. You didn't get up there to get a defensive lineman.
They fuck around and get Justin Fields. I give Garoppolo a couple weeks of throwing picks before he's sitting his ass down.
Or it's really an insurance thing for them because they paid Garoppolo all this money and he hasn't really seen the field. Like
Yeah.
he since his Patriot
glad we
days or
dodged that
something. I
bullet.
don't. Has he ever played a full season?
Nope. I'm glad we dodged that bullet.
You know,
They should be looking to get rid of him immediately.
he's a very average quarterback. Nothing
And
more.
fragile.
And fragile.
the bigger problem.
Yeah.
It's nothing there. So, yeah, I mean, I thought that was interesting. It told me 3 things. I'm interested in what the Eagles are going to do, though. I feel like, you know, they need some help somewhere.
get?
I mean, they still got a top 15
That's
pick
the
or whatever.
Ravens. They got Sammy Watkins.
But
I heard they're going to take a receiver.
right, but why wouldn't you keep your 6th pick or whatever to take the exact receiver? And it's some good receivers that
Yeah, you can get
Jamar
you a guy. You can get you a guy.
But Devin Smith, he's gonna go what top
Devontae.
top 10. Devontae, sorry, whatever. He's gonna go top 10 or something like that.
Yeah,
like
they
you can
can get
ensure
him.
that you get one of these type of dudes.
They get him is gonna be a problem. Still
Yeah.
in line though.
Or-
That's true.
I don't know.
Line.
Miami's probably gonna end up getting one of those dudes, though.
They're
One of those
definitely
wide receivers. That's 6.
definitely, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's where they got that
It's
pick
this
from.
tight end, Kyle Pitts. Have y'all seen
Florida,
anything about this
yeah.
dude? Yeah, it's fucking supposed to be like the next great, I guess, a Darren Waller type dude, but you know, with the #1 overall kind of or first round pedigree type player.
Gonna end up being a Panther after we can't pick a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right way to build your team, but
That's where they had him in that range though.
yeah. I mean,
late top
he'll
10.
likely go in the top 10 for sure. Yeah, for sure. Is that one of those matchup problems? Is like, yeah, why not? Shifts the defense. So I don't know. It's interesting. Jimmy Garoppolo is definitely gone. I was just wondering who are they going to draft? I guess it's got to be Justin
Gotta be
Fields.
Fields. He's gonna be the one that's left at 3rd.
Could be Trey Lance too. Maybe they really want to keep Garoppolo for a year and say, you know, we'll bring in Trey Lance and let him learn slowly or something like that.
Power to him.
Who knows?
It hurts my feelings though when I see all this movement up front.
And
Like,
the team not
hurts
making
my
moves.
no, and not that because
It does.
I don't expect the Steelers to make. We don't do a lot of that like fancy stuff in the off season, but
Oh, so that's what y'all's
We-
weak point. Y'all bad at
no, we're
getting
great.
free agents.
Great in
but
the
y'all
draft.
Good at draft.
Great at the draft, right? We're
That's
not.
what I just said.
Steelers are not players in the free agency like that. We're not big players. We're not bad at it, but not big players.
what are you getting
But anyway,
Thank you.
knowing that all of these quarterbacks will for sure go in the top 10, we're talking about at least probably about 4 leaves the steel. I am so terrified that we're going to end up having to draft Mac Jones or Cal Trask. These.
I think not that bad.
Mac Jones, I don't know why he couldn't be good.
I'm not saying that he couldn't, but is that on my wish list for the draft?
I'll take him.
No.
I'll take him.
No, too.
What you mean no? So we can't get him, but you don't like him? What are you talking about?
I mean, I think he'll be an average NFL quarterback. But that's what I don't think it's going to be a run on these quarterbacks, and it's going to make everybody feel like, oh, we got to draft this guy next. And they're going to get overdrafted because of that. This may be a really second,
this year, so
third round type talent. I'm just hoping that it doesn't go down that way.
I think it's going to go the opposite way. After the top 4 quarterbacks are all gone, I think some teams may decide, like,
just get the best player available.
Well, yeah, we're at this point, we may still try to draft a quarterback, but second, third round, whatever.
I just don't want the 5th or 6th best quarterback in this class. I would rather not have that guy.
Well, you should hope that you don't take any quarterback at all then, because you're not getting one of the top 4.
You never know. We could trade up or something, but it's not going to happen.
Everybody trading up to get y'all no quarterback.
It's possible. It's possible.
Speaking of quarterbacks, boy, you were killing Jameis on that video.
Was I killing him?
You were killing him.
Yeah, what's up with all the hate, bro?
The Jameis video. So the video I'm talking about is Jameis was on TV a couple days ago talking about Drew Brees. And he was extremely emotional about this and gave a lot of thanks
I thought Drew Brees had passed or something.
He said multiple times, I don't think Drew even understands how much he meant to me being here. He did. The way he was talking did sound like he had died.
You would swear, like he died or he's been his mentor for the last 10 years or something. It was like, you played one season with this guy. I understand acknowledging greatness. Drew Brees is one of the all-time greatest. But he had a hell of an impact on them this season. God damn.
I think when Jameis came in, he was obviously crazy hyped.
Right.
He struggled for a couple of years there. And then when he got let go, nobody rushed to pick him up. So I feel like he had this super big fall from grace over multiple seasons. And I think he was in a really low spot when he went to
probably when you've been a starter your whole time in the league and now you on the bench.
So I just assume, based off of stuff you hear about Brees and all that, I assume Brees really took him under his wing and knowing that he was going to retire probably had no issues with helping him do everything he can. So I don't know. I assume that he had like a really deep connection and kind of looks at Brees as somebody that saved his career.
I don't get how you can't be excited.
Excited about what?
Excited about what?
You see that this young man has matured, and that
I like him. I don't like you.
You don't like me?
Nah,
y'all need to go outside or something?
What happened?
I like Jameis as a person. He seems like a nice kid.
Yeah,
I hate him because of you. If you would shut the fuck up
really,
about
really
Jameis, I wouldn't even care about
it. To the group if I didn't know it was going to hurt.
Yeah, I don't even care about him
never
anymore.
even said anything about Jameis that wasn't like a fact.
Yeah, just go back to what were you saying about the video? I don't care.
It just showed that he matured, and I don't get how you can hate on that.
What is that? What do you mean? How did it show that he matured? As far as what?
I mean, he's taking like. He's just showing respect for the game or telling you how much that he loves the game and the people who have helped him along the way and how much that means to him and his family. And I don't get how you can't respect something like that.
I didn't respect that he was crying over Drew Brees. that's my issue. All his love for the game shit. I understand why he was on the brink of tears the whole time. That's why I was not understanding.
You don't know what that man has been through. It may have been, like you said, it's the lowest point of his life, probably.
Yeah, maybe he's at his bottom of his bottom, and he realizes I gotta.
Who's been who's been the best of the best every probably level that he's been playing football. So
yeah, definitely.
It really could have meant a lot to him about what Drew Brees showed him or did for him. You never know. So I got a lot of respect. Oh yeah, I mean, I would not cry in public. I think that
is that like a man thing. Like
no,
too hard
to me. It's not that
That's
at all.
An ego problem.
No, it's not. But it's certain situations where, okay, like If somebody passed away, it's cool. It's fine to cry in front of everybody. If your mother is crying, it's fine to cry with your mother.
Okay.
But if you're sitting here, those are like the only things.
That was an interesting list.
That's like
This is why I'm having the issue with him crying over this guy.
I will take a problem. I will take issue with that specific thing.
All right, well,
that was my only thing.
I'm going to ride for Jameis then, because as I told y'all in the chat, I'm a crier. I'm a crier. I'm an emotional dude.
We've never seen you cry. Well, I've never seen you cry.
I honestly find that hard to believe, but cool.
I don't believe
I've never seen you cry.
That's wild, honestly.
When would I have seen you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised that at some point I haven't been talking about something that like got really personal to me.
I've heard you express that you were
had a
crying,
little
but I
play.
haven't personally seen you cry. So,
Well, good. But what I was going to say is, I'll tell you, as a crier, there are certain times that you have nothing inside of me leads me to believe this is about to be something that's going to make me emotional. Like I have something in my head I'm getting ready to talk about. Like, no big deal. I'm going to tell them about this. And then as soon as I start talking about it, I'm like, oh, fuck, here it comes. And it just happens. So maybe that's what happened to James. Y'all going to have to hop off or we're fighting. Straight up. Because I take
my experience.
this personally.
I've never been a crier personally, like just over anything. But as I've gotten older, it's been certain times where it just hits me. I don't know where it comes from. I could be watching a movie. I can see one of the videos where something like crazy happened and it hits it. It happens more frequent than not now. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I getting emotional over this?
It's okay to cry.
This is a
It's
breakthrough.
okay, but it's just like, I
this is
guess
a
as
breakthrough
the older
moment.
I get more like
But
empathy.
I'm just a big believer in that, like
In private.
Crying to be in
I'm not
private.
in public doing this. I'm at the crib looking at something.
It should be in private.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't like the stare in the mirror criers. Like if you're staring in them, you shouldn't be looking at yourself.
Watching yourself cry?
Some people watch themselves cry.
That's kind of weird.
That's weird. You're not really upset.
What's more weird,
what's the
looking in the
reason?
mirror crying or looking at your phone and crying?
That's weird too, because you can look at yourself and you can see
Yeah.
yourself crying.
Yeah.
In the mirror is weirder.
Yeah, I probably.
I think there's something wrong with people that cry in front of their phone while they're recording.
I think there's two different
something
types
off.
that I ride with you on the ones that are like just looking for attention.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, you're really gonna just embarrass yourself just so people will pay attention? That is
Right.
wild.
Yeah, I understand.
But again, as a crier, I do see certain people that are like, fuck it, I think this can help somebody else. I'm gonna cry and embarrass myself, but I don't care.
Your boy, Action Jackson should have cried.
You definitely should have cried.
He probably should have cried a little
He
bit.
looked like a man that has never cried, unless it was to get something out that make him look
Yeah,
better.
right, exactly.
Like put it on the show.
Right, this is great for him.
Yeah, right now.
In his brand,
Yeah, you're right about
that would have
Yeah.
revitalized, and like a lot of women be like, "Oh, see, he is sorry, he's crying."
Missed opportunity.
You
When
missed
you're a narcissist,
opportunity.
you don't feel that pain, so
Somebody-
he wouldn't come to tears over this.
Yeah, somebody needs to work with this
he ain't in the
dude.
wrong.
Have you ever been watching a video or a movie or whatever, and one of those moments hits you?
Yeah.
And you're like mad at yourself or embarrassed? It's like, some of the stuff I get why it makes me emotional. Other times I'm like, why the fuck do I care about this right now? You ever have that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, some shit just gonna hit.
Trying to think
It's
of
gonna hit
movies that
home,
get
bro.
me.
Yeah, I
Like,
know
Pursuit of
some shit
Happiness,
is
but
just-
Pursuit of Happiness always gets
That's
me.
a given. That's a given. I don't know what the example was. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But there was something literally this week that it was like, it was a nice little sentimental moment, but it was something really minor. I was like, damn, man, I'm not crying, but like I could feel the emotion. I was like, why is this shit making me emotional?
Hey, what's the first movie you ever cried to?
I think we've had this conversation before, because the first one I remember is the Will Smith joint.
Is that
Pursuit of Happiness always
With his
gets me,
dad.
bro. It's such a
Is
great
that the
movie.
first one that you ever
It's not
cried
the first,
to?
but that's a great movie. It
The
always gets
first
me.
one I remember.
Mine was
Pursuit of Happiness is a
I
good
know
one.
mine because I fucking boohooed, cried like a baby.
Pocahontas?
No, man, it wasn't Pocahontas, bro.
What was it?
I ain't even cried on Lion King. I was a fucking G.
Oh, that probably was
But-
my first
Y'all lost
one.
AB?
Oh,
No, man, it was hardball, bro.
Oh, G baby,
G,
bro.
baby. Okay.
For G.
Yo, I cried
Okay.
like a baby in my room by myself, bro.
Dude, that's a great movie.
That shit hurt
That
me
was a good
bad.
That was a good.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, that shit that won't hurt me.
Now,
Shit,
play the R.
speaking of
Kelly
Will-
music in the background. Too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Will, that famous Fresh Prince episode.
That's
Why
what
you
he
don't
was
want me,
talking
man? Is
about.
that what you're talking about? Oh yeah,
That's the one that comes to my mind
That's the
every
one.
time. As soon as he says that, no matter how many times I've seen it, as soon as he says that,
Every
I'm
time.
like,
Yo, I feel like that's some type of level of like witchcraft or something, like to automatically, you know what I'm saying? It automatically makes you feel that way.
Yeah.
Like how could
You
that have
felt
that
that
much
shit,
control
bro.
over
Why you don't want me, man?
Right.
yeah, that's the most vulnerable scene I could ever think of, bro.
He killed that.
Why don't he want me, man? Talking about
Everybody
his
feels
dad.
like that about something though in their
That's
life, and it's
crazy.
like
You can ask
automatically.
yourself that about
Why the
something.
fuck they don't want me? I'm not good enough.
That's wild.
Man, that sucks. Yeah, man, it was some wild scenes, but I don't do that crying shit in movies and stuff though.
Yeah.
I don't do that
It's
no
just-
more. It's just certain things.
I'm
that
breaking
like,
down the barriers right now. Carl's got to harden back up now and be like,
Yeah,
nah,
I don't do that
I don't give a
shit.
fuck though,
I
for
don't
real.
do that shit. I don't do
But
that
we
shit.
just went somewhere.
We did.
This pod just went somewhere.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you brothers for it. Kings. You kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The Kane.
Call me your back though. Call me your back.
Call your what?
Call me your back. Say I'm a king too.
You a king?
Let's go.
You can be a king.
Let's go.
You a king,
We
man.
not going.
Come on.
Oh, and you know what? I was gonna say that about Action Jaxn, motherfucker. Like that's what we remind
That's the
me
name
of.
of the pod.
Not
No.
a king. Not a king.
That's what we remind me of is those people who like my black queens. That's why I hate that shit. It's because it's
Like
like
your picture.
that's
you
what
put it on the front.
that's the image, right, of the person who does, and it's like, yo, it's so fucking corny to me because it's not sincere. You're not genuine about it.
Sincerity.
You're doing it.
That's all I ask for.
But then you get like a Dr. Umar, where it's like he's dead serious in all the videos he posts.
I can
But it's
respect it.
hilarious though.
I can respect it until, but again, he's upholding this certain standard. He's gonna get caught one day too, doing some
they
shit
already tried.
that he ain't supposed to.
They
be
already
doing.
tried.
Yeah, right.
Been caught.
And
a whole bunch of
exposed, so-
schemes. Maybe not relationship things, but yeah, that dude's crazy.
Yeah, different. But I don't know.
Good shit. Well, now that you guys are also criers, apparently.
I don't cry, bro. Not like
Music.
Booyah.
Speaking of
Music.
crying and sadness.
Rod
my
Wave,
God.
man. That's the
Rodarius.
yeah. Big
Rodarius.
Rod.
Rod Wave. What did you think of the album, bro?
I like it. I thought it opened up real slow.
Very.
I don't like the first 3 songs, I don't think. But after that, man, after it really gets its stride, it takes off. And I like the way it closes from there. So I liked it overall. I think, though, Rod Wave has probably the most replay value out of any artist in the game right now. Like, it's just one of them things
wow.
where eventually...
See, out of any artist in the game, it's always him. Yeah.
Of all
Any
time.
artist.
I didn't say
Out
of
of
all
any
time.
of them?
I didn't say of all
I mean,
time.
any of them
I'm
leaves
just
the door
saying-
open for everybody.
I'm just saying, like...
Probably greatest replay value of anybody
You've never
that's
heard.
ever sang a note.
Seriously,
There's no way you're not playing this back.
Eventually, when you play
you're
it back
1000%
though,
right, though.
it's gonna hit you. It's like, okay, I didn't really like the song at first when I heard it. It was alright, but like the 2 singles he released,
Tombstone joint.
it's fucking fire.
I like Tombstone. That's one I
That
like.
is a great. And when I first heard it, I was like, it's okay.
You getting choked up?
A little bit, a little bit behind it,
Song was
a little bit. But no,
Rod
seriously
Wave.
though, like when I first heard it, I wasn't impressed. I thought it was a solid song. But now I fucking love riding to that shit. I'm
Like
I'll
Tombstone.
play that as soon as I get in the truck. That and the first single that he released are really good, and I feel like that's been a lot. Yeah, Street Runners. That's been a lot. Like the trend I've had with a lot of the Rod Wave songs. When I first hear it, I'm like, that's solid. It's all right. But when I hear it back, like just chilling or in a car or something, I'm like, man, this is fucking fire. Maybe it's something that he says that connects with me or the rhythm. I don't know. But
I'm glad you said this
it happens
because
a
I
lot.
have the same experience and I don't know what it is either.
I don't know.
Because I think it definitely is the case with the melodic stuff that more easily gets stuck in your head. But for whatever reason, Rod is somebody that consistently I'll have a song playing in my head. It's weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's doing, but there is something to his music that is catchy, apparently. Beyond just, I believe it's good music anyway, but you don't get Rod stuck in your head, huh, Paul?
I listened to it twice. I still haven't made it through the whole album.
Oh man.
The first time I listened to it was early in the morning on the way to work, 5:30, 6 in the morning. Cut that shit on. It put me in such a bad mood.
Right.
This is not why I want to start off my day.
My man
Let me turn on something more upbeat to get this day started.
Yeah.
I tried to listen to it again when I got off. I'm like, I can't do this, man. It's sunny. I'm off work. It's a nice day. This is just too painful for me. Turn on that 24K though, and I was feeling great. I was like, oh, this shit is fire. It's the mood I need to be in. So I think it doesn't have replay value for me because I just can't get myself in it. I think that's what my issue is with Juice. I like Juice, but it's just so depressing. The levels that he's talking, shit that he's talking about, the tone of it is just like, if I'm not in that place, I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear it.
But what I'm saying is though, when you are in that place, that's just gonna stick. It's gonna be like.
Well, actually, I was having a pretty rough day yesterday, so I thought maybe this Rod Wave would do it for me, and it just made it feel worse. So I'm like, nah,
Rod Wave
I need something.
Happen.
Yeah, I need something more.
You were on that at 5 a.m. Not Rod made that.
It was the biggest album to drop. Like, let me check this out on the way to work.
Yeah, he is like huge. Like literally and in his career is right. He's right.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's really doing big numbers right now. I'm interested to see what the first week turnaround is going to be like.
I actually didn't listen all the way through it either, to be honest with you. I listened to probably the first half of it. How many songs do you remember?
It's a lot of songs,
like
too.
Yeah, something
one
like that.
feature. I like that Polo G joint.
Yeah, that's fire. Polo kill it. He got some. I mean, Polo G. You heard his little freestyle tracks that he.
Yeah, he kind of killed them joints too.
Yeah, he killed.
No, I haven't recently.
He did the beatbox beat. Whoopty, and then he did
and that Coi Leray song.
Coi Leray, yeah. It's all in one video, so you can just watch them all at the same time.
Thanks for sharing that with us before now, guys.
Yeah, I was waiting on Word to post it. I'm sorry,
what the hell, man?
I won't go post it. I thought y'all might have already seen it or something.
Next time, let me know.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, I didn't listen all the way through. It wasn't because I disliked it so bad, though. It was fairly slow at the beginning.
Right.
Switched lanes yesterday.
What is his last album called? What, Ghetto Gospel?
Yeah.
Like, he really does sound like a gospel singer.
Yeah, that's
it's like, it's just trap drums. It's gospel singing over trap drums.
Yeah, the opening of the album sounds like a gospel. And one critique I would have for Rod Wave, though, because, I mean, I get he got his own little style. That's what he does. He's staying in that lane. It's fine, whatever. But he should not rap unless it's rap singing type thing.
All right, that brings up a question I get. What is the metric on you being an R&B singer and a rapper?
I had the same.
This nigga is an R&B singer.
I had the same.
He's not rapping,
but people will call him a rapper.
Yeah, he's in the rap category of when you look.
This is rhythm and blues at its finest.
This is R&B. That's R&B with trap drums and piano keys.
I don't know what the definition is.
I get what you're saying. I've never thought that.
Like, I understand the hybrid rapper there is now, but they're not really singing. This guy's singing.
Yeah, right.
Like, he's R&B.
He shouldn't rap.
Yeah, this is R&B to me. So I don't know.
I don't know what the line is. I think if you're black and you do that, because even like 24K Golden
R&B though too.
These dudes, this is soft rock. This isn't rap.
So his is definitely more a different genre. Rod's tough. I'd never thought about that before. But I was thinking that yesterday that I don't know what. Clearly, my favorite genre of music at this point in time is that Juice. Why did I just go
melodic rap?
White Kid?
I think that's the
Kid Leroy. That 24K Golden. Is that how you say it?
24K Golden, yeah.
All right. His album that came out yesterday was fire. I really like that a lot. Rod fits into the same category. Whatever this category is of more like emo rock rap is my favorite.
I fuck with it.
I would tell you though, and you know, we gotta really pay homage to the GOAT who started all of this though. Honestly, people don't
please.
But this person was the first person to.
Please don't say what I think you're gonna say.
Please bring this together.
The Florida artist named XXXTentacion is the one who gave birth to these people.
I just knew it was about to be Kodak.
Yeah, for real.
But to give it up.
To be honest, I seen Rod Wave's interview on Breakfast Club. He gave it up to Kodak. He really when they was asking about his influences in Florida, he was like, Charlamagne was asking about Trick Daddy and Ross and shit. He was like, yeah, but they older for real. Like, for real, who really did it for us and made us want to see we can come out was Kodak, bro. Like, that was the guy that really made us feel like we can do it. And I get it. I get it. If you're from Florida and you've been around trying to be a rapper in the last 5 or 6 years, Kodak should be your guy.
He's just an average Florida dude. Like, that's how they see it. Like, oh, that's one of us. Yeah. Type thing. He don't really hold himself up.
He gave it up.
But no, I mean, I think we got to look at these other artists too and say that they branched off from what X was doing. He just couldn't really expand upon it because his career was cut short. But he was doing that shit long before really they broke onto the scene.
He was also listed in the group that. Well, I was trying to find.
Who you talking about? So you talking about you saying like he started that shit, something like that?
Not necessarily started it, but that emo type rock rap stuff, he was really doing it heavy. Like if you listen to his album, it was a whole bunch of melodic, painful type music like that.
There was some album he's got a white cover on, and there's some songs on there that are straight up rock songs.
Yeah, right.
It was called 17 or something. I think that's what it was called.
I wish I had gotten more time to listen to him.
I think
there was some stuff I heard and I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
And then other times he was really on like some shock value type shit. And I was like, I'm not listening to this.
Yeah, but Rex. He was hard. For sure.
Yeah, he had some great music, man. I wish I would have appreciated him more when he was here. But, sometimes it takes something like that for you to discover new artists and whatnot. So... yeah, but I thought it was interesting. I feel like, since what he did kind of like blew, I feel like a lot of these other things kind of, or artists kind of popped up after that. And not to say that Juice didn't have a buzz or anything before then, but I didn't notice him,
Was Post Malone before X?
Yeah, I think well before.
Because he's in that same category.
Probably so.
He's more pop now, but...
I always said he ain't a rapper.
He did. I was personally offended by that.
Yeah.
But he's not, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
What'd you think about... I didn't even listen to it, so I have no comments. But getting a Nipsey verse added on to a Wiz track?
Didn't see that.
Oh, man.
Why did you say nothing? I didn't know nothing about that.
I just saw it.
Is it a new Wiz song?
No, it's an old song, I believe, that he just put an unreleased verse on.
I gotta check that out.
I got a new artist that sounds pretty dope. Guess where he's from?
Florida.
Yeah, damn, you guys are good. So good. You motherfuckers are good. No, but his name is T9.
Calculator?
Yeah, just like the fucking calculator. I guess that's because he's doing numbers, I guess. But if you put it together.
One of your worst.
No. Is this a paid advertisement?
No, I've only heard like 2 songs, but the 2 songs I heard have been pretty solid, though.
Oh, okay. That's my shit, too. Okay.
Hopes and Dreams, by the way, was the Wiz song. Sorry.
That was off his first album. That was off his first
album.
album.
With a Nipsey verse.
Old album.
I think that was off the Rolling Papers, right?
Yeah, Rolling Papers. Yeah. Apparently just put a Nipsey unreleased verse on.
I'm gonna check that out. But that sounded like a beat he would kill too.
T9.
Oh yeah, I stumbled across a song with him and Polo G. Polo G, he got some fire features out there. So, but it was just on my random playlist, I guess, on Spotify, and shit sounded pretty dope. So I looked up a couple more of his songs. Sounded alright. I ain't done a deep dive yet, but that's the next one. Next route I'm going is T9.
Okay.
Check him out, see what he's like.
Okay.
But it sounds pretty cool so far.
My opinion, the hardest shit to drop though is that Dumb and Dumber 2. Key Glock and Young Dolph. Bro, that shit hard.
So you came in and said it was solid, but you didn't tell us you were coming with this kind of energy. The
it's hard,
joint
bro.
That dropped.
The first track, fucking Penguins. Hard. That shit is hard body, yo.
That's a wild name.
Penguins.
Hard.
They so cold, they icy. You know what I'm saying?
Is that where they go?
That's what the hook is. That shit hard though. I fuck with that shit. But what else dropped? Fucking, I went back and listened to that JB, Justin Bieber.
What'd you think?
I haven't listened to that at all.
It was cool. A lot of features on there.
Yeah, that was what I listened to first. Yeah. So I went through and checked the features on there, and they were pretty good.
Other than that, I don't know. I ain't gonna leave my boy out. Another Floridian rapper, Lil Papa, dropped a new single. It came out probably like a week ago for real, but that's the first time I heard it.
That was the one you sent us?
Yeah.
It was by himself or it was featuring somebody?
That's just him.
I couldn't remember. I watched it.
It was a cool track.
Right. Solid track.
How old is he?
Maybe 20.
He looks like a little boy.
Yeah, he's pretty small dude.
I thought you were going to say like frail. 16.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like it, but no. He's about 20, I think. Something like that, 19, 20. But he's dope. I don't know how old 24K is.
He's 20. I just looked that up yesterday.
It'd be cool if he was 24.
One day he will.
Yeah, one day he can do that. One day he can do that.
I was shocked by that, though. Did you listen to any more?
Of 24K?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the whole album yet, no. I listened to a few tracks off of it.
You said you listened through the whole thing?
Yeah. It's a solid album.
I was surprised that y'all were on board, but he is super pop.
I think because the first 2 or 3 songs was just so crazy. I was sold already. Like I was sold. That joint with Future was crazy.
Yeah, Future track we started with today. The radio ones I obviously already knew. And joint Empty with Sway.
There's some people that feel like he's like an industry plant or something.
Is that the label that any new artist is going to get that pops?
What?
Yeah.
That they're just an industry plant?
As soon as you have a bunch of radio success, that's the assumption. I mean, that makes sense. It kind of makes sense if you get signed and then you have a hit single, then the industry helped you.
Right. Yeah. But I guess they're saying that because it's like, all right, he has maybe 1 or 2 big singles, but like his platforms or his presence on social media and stuff like that isn't really huge at all. Like he doesn't have a ton of followers. He doesn't get like a bunch of reactions from his videos and stuff that he posts online. It really looks like an average blue check level type person versus somebody who is like, the superstar who've had like chart success type artists. And maybe it's just because he's still kind of new but he's had songs that was, a year or so old that blew up. You would think he'd have a bigger presence on these platforms. So that's why some people are saying that. But overall, I just think he's a talented artist.
It's not many new artists that you see that have like a pretty decent catalog before they blow. I think it's coming very, very more few.
Well, I don't even think it's necessarily the catalog. I just think people see like the streams and automatically expect to see it on, their other platforms, their social medias and stuff like that to see that translate. Like if you look at Drake, if Drake posts a video right now, he's going to do Drake type numbers on that video, regardless of if it's just him talking on Instagram.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Extreme. You're talking about Drake, but I feel you.
But I'm just saying they're looking for that information to correlate.
Right.
And it's not necessarily correlating with him. But again, I don't think it's a big deal at all.
Well, let's fucking get into it. Did y'all do y'all research?
No. On what?
I'm ready to kill this Roddy Ricch debut album take.
Okay. If you want to rehash that, go ahead.
Kind of short on time.
We are.
Well,
I ain't got a lot.
3 minutes. So
I ain't got a lot.
Tell us what you've got now or wait. It's up to you, bro. No pressure.
Go ahead.
I want to get this out the way because I don't want to linger another week. I did extensive research at the beginning of the week, but I told you I lost all my fucking shit that I wrote down. I was kind of pissed about that, so I had to wing it last night.
Debut album.
But I'm going to first off, the news just came out that I In the Club just hit 1 billion records sold recently. So the classic thing you talking about, Roddy, we need to wait 20 years to see where that's going to be at to have the good analysis of that. But I just want to name off a few debut albums that came out after Get Rich or Die Trying in 2003. The next year, Kanye College Dropout dropped his debut album, and we already know how that changed the game.
Fire.
Heard that was pretty good.
It was pretty good album.
Yeah, it was good.
In 05, TM101, Young Jeezy's debut album dropped.
Great.
It's pretty epic debut album that dropped just 2 years after Get Rich or Die Trying.
Wasn't his debut. It was a solo debut.
That was his debut album.
I guess a solo debut, yeah.
Yeah,
that.
That's the debut
album.
All
right, whatever. Okay, that's fine.
06, Rick Ross, Port of Miami dropped. It's a pretty huge album. Every Day I'm Hustling was a pretty huge record.
No doubt.
It was on a hamster commercial.
Yeah, it's crazy. 09, I know you're not a fan of this guy, but Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon album, pretty epic debut album that came out. Day and Night, Pursuit of Happiness. There's a bunch of records on there. That was kind of
I can
crazy.
hear the humming now.
Yeah, he's the reason why everybody's humming these days, because he's the good old Kid Cudi. 2012, Chief Keef Finally Rich debut album. Huge fucking album. He was the hottest of the hottest when he came out with that album.
But we ain't calling that a classic though.
It's a classic.
Andrew's not.
Okay.
It created this whole wave of these new street rappers that you try to credit Kodak with. There was Chief Keef before there was a Kodak. But then 2012, I said last week, Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick's debut album.
For sure.
Certified classic out the gate. Is what it is.
Solid album. Yeah.
And then, as recent as 2018, Nipsey's Victory Lap debut album, even though he had a good catalog beforehand. He had a catalog beforehand, but and gave Roddy Ricch his second hit on that album, which also won a Grammy.
I'm glad you did your research and you gave this long list of albums that I'm just going to sit here and say that Roddy Ricch's album was better than all of those of what you named, except for Get Rich or Die Trying.
That's ridiculous.
That's all I'm going to say. As far as a debut
album, ridiculous.
Or we can either finish this discussion and respond back and forth, or do samples right now, or do samples next week. Y'all choose.
We just gonna let that slide. That you said all these albums were not as great as Roddy Ricch's album.
Carl has made his decision. He's gonna stand on it no matter what evidence is presented.
And not to say that I love all of these albums that you mentioned.
I'll give you one other thing with the Get Rich and Die Trying, which I thought that comparison altogether was ridiculous. First week sold over 800K, 12 million the first year. I think Roddy's album did like 100,000 the first week.
Yeah, no, but this is a completely different time.
Sure, we're talking about actual when that store albums bought.
Right, that's different though.
Is it?
People were doing that.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely. It's very different in this time.
Diamond album? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Roddy's gonna be there for sure. You'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, well, we got samples. We got to go quick on these samples, too. So if you're listening on YouTube, we'll be back next week. We appreciate y'all listening. Episode 93. Peace.
Peace.